Good morning, welcome to Lessons for Life. I'm Troy Hudkins, and today our guest is Kenzie Gauthier. Kenzie,
Hello.
thank you for joining
Thanks
us.
for having me.
First question I always ask people is, who is Kenzie Gauthier?
That's a
Well, I don't
very...
ask everybody that question, but
Who is Kenzie? That's a very broad question. Well, I'm a registered nurse at the hospital.
nice.
And also a registered massage therapist. So
Excellent.
I guess I'm a person who really just loves to care for other people and
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. And did you grow up around Southern Alberta?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I grew up in
Okay.
Lethbridge.
Excellent.
Born and raised.
Yeah, right
Never
on.
left.
Okay. So you're a massage therapist and a nurse. What inspired you to get into that profession?
Massage therapy, I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do when I was younger. And it was just something that my mom had kind of brought up to me. She had told me that I needed to go to school. So yeah, so I went into massage and I did enjoy it because I do love helping people. And then while I was in school, one of my girlfriends was actually in the nursing program. And so she would tell me about all the cool things that she would do. And I was like, oh, that sounds like something I'd love to do, but I don't know, I wasn't ready for it yet.
Yep.
And then eventually, when I felt like I was ready to expand myself, then that's when I decided to go back into nursing. So yeah, I love helping people, and I felt like with massage, I was helping people, but I just wanted to challenge myself more.
Okay.
So then, yeah, getting into nursing, yeah, this is what I was meant to do in my life.
Awesome. Nursing's a good job.
Oh, I love it. I don't even think of it as a job.
No, it's amazing, the nurses and doctors and healthcare providers that help people. And it's amazing watching them work and do their things and the empathy they have for people.
Absolutely.
It's just incredible.
Well, and there's the art of nursing and then the science of nursing. So I don't know, to have that blend of both is something that I hold near and dear to my heart.
Nice.
I think that being able to be compassionate and empathetic towards people and treating people like people, not just like their diseases, is something that I definitely find in myself. So yeah.
Roll over, I gotta give you another needle.
Right.
Yeah. No, when you can relate to people and be personable, it goes a long ways.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, what about, so you mentioned your mom kind of told you to get some education stuff. So is education important?
Yes and no. I think that you can learn a lot through school, but I think you learn a lot through experiences in life too.
Right. That's my next question. So does schooling or life lessons carry more importance?
I'd say it's about 50-50,
Okay.
for sure. With life experiences, there's some things you just can't ever be taught.
Right.
It's something that you just have to experience. For example, I went on a trip to Thailand completely solo, and while I was there, I had to find a little bit of clarity on some things in my life, and I found it while I was there.
Nice.
It was very eye-opening, just even learning about other people's cultures and putting myself in a very vulnerable place where I don't know anybody.
Right.
And I'm able to, learn from those around me, and I don't know, they learn from me as well. And you develop friendships and that sort of stuff. And I don't know, just the experience of travel and
being in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Somewhere you're not familiar with.
Exactly.
Going outside your comfort zone.
100%, yeah.
Is that something you think you would like to do a lot of, is travel?
Very much so, yeah. In the same year, I also went to Australia for a month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That would be cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Thailand would be cool too. But
Thailand, I ended up, like, I joined up with a tour company while I was there, so it was a little more guided. Um, yeah, so we did a lot of different activities and stuff as a group, most of which were from either Canada or the US. So we made lots of friendships. It was a little bit more familiar. Australia, I just packed a bag and left. And there was, I don't know, I had a itinerary just for my parents' sake.
Yeah, a very sparse itinerary.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, beach day. Oh, I don't know about that. But I don't know, going there and being able to talk to different people and, you know, learning that the world isn't a scary place, that you can go and you can meet people, develop friendships or relationships of some sort, and even just having the courage to go and talk to a stranger and say, hey, what is there around here that is really interesting to do, or what are some of the local places?
Where's the best place to eat?
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Or how do I order 2 more?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Thailand, I mean, in Australia, they speak English, even though it's got an accent. You can still understand it. Mm-hmm. In Thailand, how did you find it communicating?
They have very broken English there. Some people speak a lot better English than others, but if you kind of break down words and just use very basic English, then they are pretty good with communicating. And I don't know if you even use your hands, like food or I don't know, thank you.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. Or bathroom.
Right, and that's an important one.
Very.
Yeah. When you go to Mexico, you have to know the word baños.
Oh yes.
You need to know where it is. Did you make some friendships over there that, like with Thai people, that you keep contact with now?
There's two actually that I had met while I was there. The one, he was friends with the girl who was running the tour company, or the tour group, sorry. And then the other one, she's actually the girl is from Wales, and she married somebody from Thailand. And so I kept in contact with her as well.
Cool. That's awesome.
I don't really talk to them too much. I find that over time you just kind of drift a bit, but yeah, they're still on there, and it's really interesting to see all the cool things.
So how important is it to have good relationships in your life?
Oh, so important. Very, very important. I don't think I'd be here right now if I didn't have good relationships. Right. Yeah.
And how important is it to have those relationships be positive?
That is.
For you and for the other people.
It has to be reciprocated both ways, for sure. It can't just be a one-sided. It wouldn't be healthy otherwise, right?
Right. Always giving, never getting anything in return, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find you're attracted more to a positive group of people or a negative group of people, or do you find yourself in a situation where you need to get out of a negative group because they're so negative?
I'd say that most of the relationships I have are very, very positive. I've got a very supportive group of friends and family.
Nice.
There isn't really a whole lot of negative people in my life, I must say.
Awesome.
I mean, even with massage, there's some people that are quite negative. But that's not my situation. I mean, that's their time. So if they need to get it out at that time, then it's basically just I'm there for support for that, and then afterwards I just let it go.
Listen. Yep.
Yeah.
Listen and let it slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that like with massage, maybe not necessarily nursing, but with massage, that you're a sounding board a lot of times?
Yeah. Yeah, lots of people love to dump things on me.
So you have to have a good tough skin to just let things go sometimes.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah.
Do you find that you create relationships with some of your massage people as well as your coworkers, that you create a bond and a friendship.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some clients that absolutely amaze me, and like it's still a professional relationship
Right.
in the massage, but the people I work with, oh yeah, we're all friends.
With your clients, especially ones that come in massage, do you find sometimes you're seeing on the schedule, oh, I'm seeing them today, right on, we can catch up.
Yeah, oh for sure. Right? Yeah.
You don't go for drinks or anything, but you get to visit. Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then
That's
there's
awesome.
the ones that I enjoy that come in, but they don't talk at all.
Oh yeah, there goes all the deer again. We have deer running through our front yard all the time. Oh, there was a whole bunch that time. Anyways, sorry about that. With your parents, who was a bigger influence in your life, your mother or your father?
I would say both. For very different reasons.
Right.
So my mom and dad are divorced. My mom, she was a lot more consistent with her care with us growing up. We spent most of our time with her, and then we'd go to my dad still very often. But my dad, he was an alcoholic, so growing up in that kind of environment, it was a little different. I mean, right. It hit a point where when I was in my mid-teens, he actually, we had a little bit of a falling out, and I didn't really even want to go over there anymore. He was unhappy. I was unhappy being there. The relationship we didn't have one. I'd go there and he'd be asleep on the couch, and then we'd eat dinner, and then he'd be asleep again, and then I'd end up just leaving afterwards. Okay. I was like 16, so I would just drive my sister and I back to my mom's.
Yeah.
But it really took a toll on me. But I think it also helped me make me a little bit more resilient.
Okay.
So an influence in that fact. But when I was 19, my dad, he kind of hit rock bottom, and then he decided that he needed to make some lifestyle changes.
Nice.
So he quit drinking, and he is, oh gosh, one of my biggest supporters.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, he is fantastic. I mean, he was fantastic before, but the relationship we have now is just so strong, and I see what he's gone through, and to battle addiction and stuff like that is very difficult. Yeah. So the fact that he was able to do that cold turkey, he just said one day, I'm done. And he's got a lot of other people in his life that still do drink, and it doesn't bother him none, but I mean, he hasn't touched a single glass of alcohol for 7 years now.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he
made the choice and he stuck with it.
And he's so much happier, and he's so supportive, and there was a lot of missed years when we were younger, but he's definitely making it work now.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So with regards to your parents, what are some traits of theirs that you would like to take and use to be able to help with future generations?
I feel like with the way they raised my sister and I, they were very much on the same page. I don't know. I see a lot of kids now that are always on their devices, and the interaction with either other children or even with adults, it's really difficult for them.
Yep.
And I mean, here we are having a conversation, and it's totally fine.
It's okay.
It's good.
Yep.
But, and I mean, I met you through your son.
Yep.
So I mean, I have no problems with communicating with other people. I'm quite an open book, and I mean, I think that that's something that my parents had kind of taught me is, have respect for, your superiors, but also be able to have good conversations with them too. And even with other kids, go play,
Right?
go do things.
Yeah, do things. Don't
Just sit.
And stare at the TV or your device.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome. With regards to devices and stuff, like my granddaughter lived with us for a while, and she is growing up in that age,
Mm-hmm.
and we have no electronics days.
Perfect.
So all my grandkids have that with their own parents. So I think that's a big thing.
Absolutely.
Do you find that with technology now, it is has a better impact on our lives or a harmful impact on our lives?
I think it has both. I think it's really great because, for example, me being in Thailand or Australia, I was able to FaceTime my family. It was so nice to be able to see a familiar face. There was a couple times where I didn't have service, and that was really nice because I didn't have to just have my phone with me.
Right.
So, but
You have no choice.
So we are a lot more connected in that sense, and even now, the friendships that I have made with all these people from around the world,
Yep.
I can still keep in contact with them, which I find fantastic. But I feel like that the screen contact isn't nearly as good as a face-to-face, right? So to be able to still keep the vulnerability of a face-to-face conversation is fantastic. I feel a lot of younger generations are scared to talk to other people.
Yeah.
Just like a social anxiety is developing.
And don't know how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost that.
Mm-hmm. When I was in nursing school, I was actually at one of the high schools for my community rotation, and one of the days I was just walking through the cafeteria, and I had noticed there was a table of kids, and they were all just sitting on their phones, and they were talking to each other on their phones, but not conversing. And there was another time that we actually had to have conversations with the students, and it was unbelievable how many of them just looked at me like a deer in the headlights because they didn't know how to talk.
How to interact.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's got its positive effects on people, but it also has its negatives for sure.
Right. Definitely. I mean, technology makes things easy for everybody.
Yeah.
But you have to know when to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Or when to limit it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So growing up, are you an only child, or you have this sister you mentioned?
Yeah.
I guess I should listen to the conversation.
That's okay. So she's 30, almost 30. She's starting 30 in October, and she has Down syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of effects did having siblings growing up with you have in your life?
Oh, goodness. Well, considering the fact that she has Down syndrome, it made my childhood very, very different than the average person. I had a lot more responsibilities put on me, a lot more patience that I had to have. Like even going to school and I was the younger sibling, I would make sure that she was okay, like always checking in to make sure, especially, she was bullied a little bit in middle school. Middle school kids, awful.
It's bad.
Awful.
It's bad, yeah.
Elementary was great. High school's fantastic. Middle school, kids just trying to figure out who they are, and I guess hormones and stuff like that have an effect.
Everything.
But man, oh man, some of them are mean, but I had zero issues with standing up for her. Which also, it kind of had an effect on me too, because some of the kids would make fun of me for standing up for her.
Right.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I would do anything for that girl. So.
Do you think that having that relationship, do you think that made you a stronger person?
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm.
And what kind of effects, like you said, maybe having to grow up quicker and having more responsibility and stuff, what kind of impact did that have on you?
I think it was a positive impact. I don't know. I think it made me a lot. I don't know. It made me able to talk to other people more, and I don't know, just even expand my mind to allow people with other disabilities into my life, because I was around it all the time, right? She did Special Olympics, so I would go and watch her bowl when she was really little, and then she did swimming, and now she does everything. She's a little athlete, that one. And so I have no issues with talking with people with disabilities, or you know, if I see somebody that I have that I've seen before, I'll just say, oh, hey, how's it going, so and so, and you know, and they just love it, because some people might just walk by and just, oh, they're different, right?
Well, lots of people see that and they ignore it.
Exactly.
They turn their head and walk away, like, I never saw that person, you know.
And it could make their day, seriously. And they just light up. Oh, and that just makes me feel so much better too.
And that's what I find. You mentioned middle school being the hard part. When the kids are young, like in preschool and grade 1 and 2 and stuff, they don't care. Everybody's just a person, and they'll play with whoever's there. It doesn't matter how they look or who they are or what they have. It doesn't make a difference. And then when you get to, like you said, the end of high school, people are more focused on, you know, where are we going from here? And they're a little more compassionate with other people around them. And they've matured enough that they understand some of that. Yeah. But middle school, like you said, people trying to find themselves, you know, who am I kind of thing. And that's where people get bullied and everything. Do you think, growing up like that, do you think that had an effect on you choosing your career? Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think that definitely did. The compassion I have for my sister, definitely. I'm just a compassionate person. I love caring for other people, and so, you know, caring for my sister. I mean, not necessarily caring for her, right? Because I mean, my concern, and always having my eye out for her and her best interest in mind for the most part. I mean, we're still siblings, so yeah. We fought once. No. One time. Siblings don't fight. She told me that she wanted a brother instead of me, and I cried, and that's the end of that one. She knows how to get you. Yeah. What person do you think outside of your family has had the biggest impact on your life? That's a tough one. Too many to choose. Is there anyone in particular that kind of stands out that helped you through life or gave you some support or whatever? Something you learned from someone. If I'm looking at it from a different perspective, it's all your perspective. Yeah. So someone that had a huge influence and impact on my life. So I was married. Okay. And I feel like my ex had a huge impact and influence on my life and where I am now. For a good reason. Yeah. Yeah. Good. It was so he was unfaithful, and I had found out it was a friend of mine that he decided to pursue. And for 11 months after that, I had thought that I was going to make it work. I mean, we were married. I didn't want to be the stereotype, right? Right. I wanted to be somebody that he wanted. And so I completely changed who I was. And I was just somebody else for 11 months. And he continued to be unfaithful with the same person. And then eventually I ended up going to Thailand, getting my clarity, realized that, you know, I'm halfway around the world and I'm okay.
I'm okay
Right.
alone.
Right.
And so the realization that I came to after that, and then coming home and telling him, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
And, that the influence he had on that part of my life where, I knew that I deserved something more than what I had gone through. And I mean, it's been a process. It's been 2 years now since, about a year and a half, I guess, since that had happened, or since I got back from Thailand. And I just feel like I learned so much more about myself in the last year and a half that I never realized before.
Right.
And so I think that the influence he had on that part to say, you know what, I deserve more, I deserve better, and this is like I'm a stronger person than what who I thought I was.
Right. Right. Who is your biggest idol? Who do you look up to and say, I want to be like them, or I want to achieve what they've achieved, or I want to, have those kinds of experiences? Who would you say would be your biggest idol?
My biggest idol. Biggest idol. I'm gonna have to rattle my brain about that one.
Okay.
I think it might have to be my sister.
Okay.
Just she's got such a light in her life. Like she's so happy all the time. Like she loves life, and I love that. She just enjoys life. There's no I mean, she goes through some stuff. Like she's had a lot of friends that have passed away with disabilities and stuff, and she can work her way through that. But seeing, like, she's such a strong person. I mean, being born with Down syndrome, a lot of people look at her as having a disability, right? And I mean, she's so able in so many other ways, and just seeing how well she does in life, it's like, you know what, I need to just take a step back sometimes and just realize that life is precious and just enjoy it.
Yeah, right on. Have you played sports growing up? Are you active?
Yeah.
What kind of experience have you gained from being on a sports team that you use in your life?
So I played competitive soccer, and I mean, even before that I played house league since I was about 4. So I played with many different kids. So you develop little relationships with all those kids on your team, and then the next year, especially house league, the next year some of those players might be on the opposite team, and then you're like, oh, little rivalry and whatever else. So I don't know, you just meet a whole bunch of people, and I mean, I think that being on a sports team, like, it gives you a sense of responsibility, and it gives you a sense of respect for other players. And I mean, there was playing competitive soccer, there was times where there was a few of us that would have to carpool up, and so you get to know the parents a little bit too. And I don't know, you stay in hotel rooms with other kids and their parents, and it just, I don't know, everybody, you're just like one big family.
Right.
So
create relationships off the field.
Very much so, yeah.
But also on the field.
Mm-hmm.
What did it teach you about teamwork?
Oh, it's so important. And I think that's something also with nursing. You have to be able to work as a team. Yeah. If you're trying to do everything in life on your own, well, good luck.
And I think it doesn't pertain to nursing or anything specific either.
Yeah.
Like you said, life.
Yeah.
Right? You have to work with a team.
Mm-hmm.
It's whether it's friends or family or whoever.
Yeah.
You have to work together always. What is your biggest motivator?
I My biggest motivator. I don't know. I don't really know what my
No?
biggest motivator is. I just want to be the best version of myself I can be.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Better yourself
Yeah.
and be the best.
Mhm.
Awesome. What's your biggest fear?
Hmm. Not having the opportunity to experience the things that I want to experience in life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't-
Goes
It's
back
very
to
broad.
travel and helping people
Yeah. And
and
even
learning things.
eventually, I would like to have a man in my life and maybe a kid or two, but I mean, eventually.
Maybe things will change. The time will come.
Yeah, hopefully at some point, but
Is there anything else in your life that you would like to do?
oh goodness, I would still love to continue to travel. One of the big things that I would love to do is combine traveling and nursing. So
Nice.
I thought about going over to Australia, kind of sticking to Commonwealth countries to do some travel nursing. So I thought about Australia, I thought about going to the UK, but in between, something new that I'd like to experience is doing some volunteer nursing over in third world countries too. So even doing a couple weeks in Africa or something like that, just to give something that I'm trained in to somebody that needs it,
Right.
that maybe can't afford the healthcare or whatever the case may be.
Or teaching them how.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and same with, I've thought about going to South America and doing the same thing there. So
Nice.
yeah,
That is awesome. That would be such an experience.
100%. Yeah.
That would be incredible. If you could do or be anything at all without any possibility of failure, what would it be?
A traveling nurse.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What do you do in your spare mind to take or in your spare time to take your mind off things?
Right now I just got a gym membership. So trying to get myself back into toning up, I guess, and just feeling good about myself. And I also love running. That's
Nice.
something that I really, really enjoy, that I find is very, very therapeutic for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I usually just blast the tunes, and if I'm having a great day or if I'm having a really bad day, then it just seems to help me when I'm pounding it out on the pavement. So
Nice.
yeah.
What is your go-to music?
Oof. I got anything and everything on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Spotify playlists like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Anything
Nice.
from classic rock to meditation music to
Nice.
rap to hits to country, alternative rock, whatever.
So do you do any type of meditation or yoga or self-healing?
I just actually started getting into yoga more. I've been to a couple classes lately and it's been awesome. At the gym I go to, they're doing a self-care Saturday at the end of the month, so I'm doing that with one of my best friends. So yeah.
Would you have any suggestions of anything like that for other people?
Yeah, I'd recommend definitely going to yoga and yeah, definitely taking care of yourself. It's easier said than done for sure. Everyone's so busy, but yeah, definitely something.
You have to set aside the time for it. It doesn't just happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is the biggest lesson you've learned in your life so far?
Oh, something that I really stand true to is everything happens for a reason. I don't know what that reason is sometimes,
Right.
and sometimes it takes a year or two to realize what that lesson might be, but I do believe everything happens for a reason.
I think that's true totally. Like the experiences you go through in your life make you who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that happens has attributed to you.
Yeah, back when I was 14, my mom she had a cardiac arrest and she was clinically dead, and they had to do like CPR. They shocked her like 6 or 7 times in the house. It was horrific as a 14-year-old to see your mom in that state. But they were able to bring her back, and I mean, she's pretty much normal. So she's got a little bit of cognitive things. Sometimes her emotions get a little bit messed up, and sometimes her memory is a little bit bad. But overall, I mean, I'd take her like that over not having her at all. Yeah. And I think that was the first moment that I had really thought that everything happens for a reason. That was like my moment. Okay. At 14, I was like, you know what? A lot of the times kids this age are full of attitude, and you know, they hate their parents or whatever else, you know, hate their parents. Right. But I think that moment I was like, you know what? No, I'm sure I was still full of attitude, but not once would I say that I ever felt like I hated my parents. Right. I don't know. It just changed the way I viewed her and the way I viewed life, and yeah, so everything happens for a reason.
Nice. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
I don't even think there is such a thing.
I actually had that same answer from another job.
I don't think there's such thing as perfect happiness. I think it's something that you just, I don't know.
Just keep working to better yourself. And be happy in the moment.
Yeah, enjoy your moments, and yeah.
Do you, what is your why?
My why? In what regard?
That's all. In whatever perception you take of it.
My why.
I'm not wanting the answer that I'm looking for. I'm wanting the answer that you want to give.
Okay. My why. I feel like if I can have an impact on somebody's life in some way, then
that's what it is. Nice. That's awesome. I've never had that answer before, but I think that's a great answer.
That's my why.
That is a great answer. If you could write a letter to your younger self and give yourself some advice, what age would it be and what would you say?
Ooh.
Everything gets better?
No.
No. Keep working hard?
Just, I don't know. I feel like throughout my life, I've been able to handle the things that life's thrown at me pretty well. So just keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Keep being you.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. If you could have lunch and chat with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, this one's easy. Can I pick 2 people?
Sure.
Okay. I would love if it was my Oma and Opa on my mom's side.
Nice.
Yeah, I never had a chance to meet them. They had passed by the time my mom was 20, I believe. So I would love to be able to meet them. She talks about them and how they were for her growing up, and I would love to be able to
sit down and have a big chat.
And just
that
know
would be
more.
Awesome.
Oh.
Awesome. Get some experiences from them.
And kind of get to know more of where she came from, because she only knows as much as they would have said to that point, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Awesome. If you were stranded on a desert island and your device that we talked about that we shouldn't always be happy. If it could only play one song over and over and over and over, what would it be?
Here Comes the Sun.
Beatles.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. That's
Good.
one of my go-tos. I
Good.
love it.
It's an upbeat song, and it's saying, hey, it's brighter.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be good.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so final question. This is the one I end with. I ask everybody. So if you could go through your whole life, entire life, learn everything you've ever wanted to learn, have all the experiences you've ever wanted to experience, be as successful as you could ever be, and accomplish everything. But when you pass, everything that relates to Kenzie Gauthier goes with you. And nobody here knows who Kenzie Gauthier is. But you could leave behind 3 life lessons. What would those lessons for life be?
Everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
Travel. And hold your family and friends close.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Travel, gain experiences. Everything happens for a reason. Keep your family close.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate your time, Kenzie.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks for watching. We've been here with Kenzie Gauthier today. And join us again for our next podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kenzie.